welcome to another episode of the Callahan Connection. We're happy to be here today at BTV, and our special guest today is Tom Arrighi. Tom is the owner and operator of A&A Metro, a businessman in town his whole career, and I will say a very good friend.
Thank you,
Long-time friend. So, how are you today?
Good, very good. Thank you for
You look
inviting
very
me.
comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Okay, I'm going to ask some tough questions.
Oh, you know I'm ready for 'em.
What do you do when the girls when they're down by 2 points and they got another minute to go?
Press,
The press.
full court press.
He's the only coach in Bridgewater girls basketball that called a timeout. He didn't have any timeouts left. Okay, let's get into it. So what we're here to talk about today is we want to talk about A&A Metro, but I want you to tell our audience about the beginning. You know, I knew you back in 1986. You moved into a house a couple down from me, and you were coming from a business selling cleaning products or something, chemical.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, you're doing taxis and buses or something. Give us the story.
Yeah.
Give us the story.
I moved into the house on Winter Street in 1986, but I bought the business, myself and my brother, we bought the business in
Michael
Arrighi, 87. And I never wanted to get into the business. This is the
I remember
I
that
never
part.
wanted to be in
Yeah.
the business.
You were away like I was.
Yeah. I was doing very well in the company I worked for. I worked for a Du Bois chemical company. I was a regional manager, and things were going very well. I had just bought a house, and my dad was going to retire, and he's selling the business to someone who I didn't really like that much. And
No names.
No, I'm not going to give names. And I said, Dad, come on, we had like a family caucus. No one really wanted it. It was a small company. We had 3 running cabs and 1 didn't run. So we had 4 and 1 didn't run, so we're down to 3. And I said, he can't sell it to him. He wants it. I'm going to sell it to him. I said, all right, I'll buy it. My brother Mike jumped in. Hey, put me in for a percentage. I'll jump in too. And no one else in the family wanted. There's 5 of us in the family. My brother Mike and I were the only ones who jumped in at it. And so I thought I could do it part-time. Well, if you know me, you can't succeed if you just do things part-time.
Yeah.
So what I did was I started doing it part-time. It just didn't work. I was working out of my mom and dad's house on 458 Center Street in Bridgewater. And they had like a back office, and we ran our business. And one day I just said, you know what? I'm gonna give up my business with Du Bois Chemical Company, and I'm going full-time. From what I was making.
What did Michael say?
He wasn't going because he was an attorney. He goes, "Hey, I can't do that. I have a family of 3, and his kids were a little bit older than mine."
Yeah.
So he goes, "I can't do that, but I'll help you any way I can." I said, "All right." So that's how it started. And when I started the business, as I said, we had 3. 1 didn't really run. We had to get that fixed. So, and my vision was, we're going to make it bigger. I got to make it bigger if I'm going to survive, and if I'm going to make a living. Because what I was making and what I went down to, it's almost, most people would say, you're crazy. No way you'd do that. We did it. And I had a very understanding wife too. Pam Arrighi, she was very understanding.
Yeah. Well, she came in when you started the whole
That's
thing.
right. Yeah. We got married 2 years later. But now she's understanding. Even back then when we were engaged.
Listen, nobody can hang around with you unless they're understanding. So when did you start thinking about, you went from taxis to buses?
Yeah, you know what happened? And it really is it's really like a chain of events that happen in life. People used to call us. We really jumped into a limousine too. Back then, when we were in the 80s, end of the 80s and 90s, limousines got to be the thing of the future. Oh man, everyone needs a limousine. And people would call us because they knew me and knew our family and say, hey, who would I call? Who would I call? And I decided, wait a minute, I can run a limousine. so I ended up buying a limousine, and that started taking off, getting us more business. Then there were school contracts.
Personal people were taking personal
Limousines. Back then,
to
everyone
Boston, to
Boston, any event, everyone
Correct.
took limousines back
Yep.
then. It was just it was
Yep.
that era of time in the 80s and 90s. It was like, people had plenty of money.
So then you started thinking about coaches. Is that
Coaching. No, then we got into the school business, and the school business. We used to do 1 or 2 school kids, and then back in the dates I can't be exact.
No.
They changed the laws, and they made everyone have school signs, and just things started changing. Before that, before the laws changed, they were literally putting kids in station wagons, and you'd have 10 kids in a station wagon taking them to school. That's how you used to transport the kids. There wasn't there was no regs on that. Back in the late 90s, they came out with regulations, and we really started hitting the school systems, and we were doing school systems all over southeastern Massachusetts, and that's when we started growing a lot, because we needed wheelchair vans. We jumped into wheelchair vans. We jumped into just different array of bigger vehicles. The most you could pick up with special education students were 7, but we just kept changing and growing with the needs of the public. And we, on that end, so we got into the school business. We got a call. We got into the shuttle bus or the bus business, and we started a small one at Brockton Hospital. They had some issue with the hospital. This back in probably 1997, 98. There was some issue, and we ended up getting a contract. They asked us, hey, can you do a shuttle and just pick people up at the hospital and drop them off in a parking lot back and forth? And I said, I looked at my brother, I said, anyone can do that. Yeah, of course I can do that.
You never said no.
Never. We ended up getting that contract. A couple of years later, 2000, right when the Patriots started doing good, they were still at Schaefer Stadium. The company was in there, didn't show up. One game, didn't show up. And they did shuttle buses picking up employees back and forth.
From the parking lot?
From the parking lots, their parking lots for employee parking, and they take them up to the building.
Yeah.
Well, I said, they called, they were just scrambling, and they said, hey, can you get X amount of vehicles here? I said, yeah. So I called the rental agency. I started trying to get as many vehicles, called anyone I knew to help me drive vehicles to do Gillette Stadium. Since that time on, 2000, we still have that account. And now it's 2024, going on 2025. We've been doing service with them completely through with Gillette Stadium. Anything, all concerts,
everything, more than
everything.
football.
Whatever goes on there, we do the transportation around the stadium. And people don't realize how big Gillette Stadium is and how many people work there. We start, let's say the next Sunday. They have a game at 1 o'clock. Our buses will start at 2 in the morning, and work almost over 24 hours, 28 hours, and work till the fall Monday around 6 o'clock. It's amazing.
Just shuttling employees.
Employees, employees, back and forth. The media, we have a media shuttle. We have a shuttle that they have a prep group that goes in real early morning to prep things. Then they have the regular group. Then they have the cleaners.
Wow.
And then they have the media group. There's one media group, and then they stay in there because they type up their articles or they do their shots, their TV shots. And so it ends up, we've been very fortunate. God bless. We've had.
So you've been with the crafts all that time.
Yes.
So Belichick got fired, but you're still there.
Yeah. Geez.
Unbelievable.
No.
Jeez, who would have thought?
I hope he moves us down to North Carolina.
Okay, so I know you have you've done a lot with Bridgewater State University, Stonehill College, and those are some big buses there.
Yep.
So tell us what you're doing for the college.
Yeah, we do. I'll tell you what we do right now. We got Bridgewater State University, Mass Maritime,
Oh, right.
We do shuttles for UMass Dartmouth. We have a 10-year contract with them. We've been doing them for now. At the total is be 17 years. And we do all the shuttle buses. We do the shuttle buses for up in Boston, St. Elizabeth's, Tufts Medical Center, and Boston Medical Center and Newmarket. We run all the buses for those areas. And in the colleges, and I deviated off, on the colleges, I study UMass Dartmouth. We also do BU, Bunker Hill, Massasoit, and we do all the motor coaches, Roxbury Latin also, Tabor. We do the sports teams. We run motor coaches for the sports teams, and we'll pick the kids up, take them to their events, and they'll go anywhere up and down the East Coast, different tournaments they're in. So
they get those big white buses.
Yep.
And they go down to Maryland or wherever.
Yeah, wherever they're going.
Wow.
Penny. Most like the Bridgewater, Mass Maritime, they're more local.
New England.
New England. We're very close.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger ones will go down further and play different
Stonehill
competition. Stonehill, yeah, but the Stonehill is Division One. I don't do a lot with the Stonehill. I had a contract. They used to run a shuttle.
Yeah.
And then since COVID, they stopped the shuttle.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do as much work at Stonehill as I used to.
Yeah.
They used to have the shuttles.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been blessed. And when word of mouth is a big thing in our business.
Yeah.
Talking about motor coaches. Referrals. We did this year 138 weddings. He gives us a great review. We've had great reviews.
Oh, the website.
The website.
Yeah.
They've given us great reviews, and our business has grown. Because we have a lot of vehicles. We run somewhere around 110, 100.
Yeah, your vehicles are not just here.
No.
You're in Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
You got vehicles in Boston.
UMass.
Yeah.
They're all over Boston. We have satellite offices. And each office will have a couple of supervisors that they have at the offices, so they can make sure somebody calls out sick. It's very.
How many employees do you have now? All total, everybody, ballpark.
About 150.
That's all.
Yeah,
drivers, maintenance, everything.
Yeah. I have 6 maintenance. I have a couple of retired Bridgewater. I have a retired Bridgewater police officer.
Yeah.
Who does our safety, does all our safety training, and I have another Bridgewater person. I try to hire Bridgewater, as many Bridgewater as I can. Joe DeMora.
I know Joe.
And Tom Keating.
Yeah. Both work for it.
They run our safety. I mean, they're the best of the best.
And they concentrate on the drivers and
making sure from
the licensing.
Yeah, we have in all our vehicles we have. I'm saying all of them. Maybe there's a couple that don't have it, but we have AI, and it's a camera system. Samsung is the camera system, and it notifies you if somebody's on the phone, if somebody.
Oh, the driver.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's unbelievable. You get warnings, and like Joe and Tom will address them, and it's really to protect us and to protect the public, that we know we have the best drivers that are on the road. We're very proud of our drivers and everyone who works for us. They're the best. They're the best.
Well, it's hard. It's very difficult to get that license.
It's hard getting a license. It's hard hiring someone.
Yes.
People don't understand. If you have a CDL license,
yes,
drug testing is mandatory. We do drug testing with anyone who works for us. But since marijuana is legal in Massachusetts, they think, it's okay to smoke marijuana. It isn't. It stays in your system. And if you're a CDL driver, you can't drive. You'll lose your license. Because you're smoking marijuana, and it's illegal. And the CDL is a federal license, and they haven't recognized that it's legal, and there's no way to test for it except see if you're on it while you're driving. So that's been a real difficult to hire someone. And then we check their backgrounds, and you got to have a clean background. There's another, so just hard hiring good people. So the people we hire, we feel very strongly and say they're very good.
And you got to keep them. Yeah.
You got to keep them. We spend a lot. We spend a lot of money, and the training they go through is amazing.
Where does the training take place?
Right. Well, we have a main office in 1001 Bedford Street. That's Route 18. We also have A&A Gasoline. We have a gasoline station there, and upstairs we have a big conference room, and we do all our training.
Oh.
We do. Our drivers get CPR, first aid training. They get if they want to get, let's say you come in with a Class D license and you're working for us, you go, hey, I'd like to get a DPU. Can I get a license so I can drive a van? We'll pay for that. And usually they go all the way up, and we get them trained up to get a motor coach license. And I have some of my motor coach drivers have been with me 15 years, 20 years, but they've worked their way up from a Class D license all the way up to motor coach license.
That's the highest license.
Yeah,
of motor coach.
yeah, the most you can get for in our building.
Yeah,
in our like exactly what's behind us on the screen.
Yeah. So do you have some type of a when you put this together? And I'm sure your brother's very bright guy as you are, but a mission statement or how you intend to
don't fail. Yeah, it's this.
Keep going.
Give great, reliable service, safe and reliability and dependability. It's all of it. It's if you're none of those, you'll be out of business. And it's not just transportation. It's every business we're in. It's real estate. If you don't show up to the closing, you're gonna say, hey, why do we have this guy?
Well, no, pay attention as you're going through the transaction. Pay attention to the little details.
Oh,
because we're getting a bus tonight, and I'm so impressed with the emails I received and the detail that you have in the emails, and with the driver's name, the driver's phone number, confirmation, any changes, you get another confirmation. So I think that's probably where your success lies in, is the detail.
I mentioned the wedding business. We have a woman called Nakia who does our weddings. We get letters of recommendation. I have Jessie Cruz from Bridgewater. Jessie Cruz. Yeah, works she's a Bridgewater A&M grad too.
Yeah.
Another outstanding. She's amazing.
She's sharp.
Every detail, and she has relationships with all the all the institutions we do business with. They all know her, and they all just want to talk to her. They don't want to talk to.
They don't want to talk to you.
And we have other people in our office.
Yeah.
That are just great. But those Jessie runs the whole sales office. Nakia runs the weddings. Everyone has like a piece of the work.
Well, we're talking about employees. We can't go much further. I gotta do a shout out for Perry.
Oh, yeah, Perry's the man. Been with me 24 years.
Yeah?
24 years. He's driven for me, and he works in the gas station. If you've gone to A&A, especially on a weekend, you definitely know who Perry is, because I always get people asking me, hey, how's Perry? He's a very dedicated individual.
If you're feeling down and you run into him on the weekend, he picks you up, boy. And boy, is he all over your case. He's going to drive down to pound on your desk and pound on your door. But what a great guy, and loyal to you.
Very loyal.
And hardworking.
I just left before I got here. We have operations meetings every Thursday, and we had like a small Christmas one just for our supervisors.
Yeah.
And we'll do one for the whole company in February at Barrett's in West Bridgewater, because I guess they're full.
It's a bigger place.
Yeah, we had over last year's. We had over 100 people. We gave out awards for everyone. Yeah, we do a lot. They're the most important people we have.
Perry. He'll drive one time, do 4 hours here, then he's 4 hours someplace else, and I can't believe where he's going. And and sometimes he sees me on the road. He's a great guy. So we talked about your coaches, your buses, your limos, your taxi. You still have taxis?
Yeah, well, we are called, our corporate name is Bill's Taxi Service Incorporated.
Yeah.
That's our corporate name. When Uber came in, it really took a big bite. Changed the scope of what we do with Bill's Taxi.
Yeah.
Bill's Taxi does a lot of medical, on-demand things we do, but we're not your per se taxi cab that you see a yellow cab.
Right.
We're not that way. We changed a little bit, but it's still, the name is still there.
I think that's just changed quite a bit, that whole industry.
Yeah, it has.
And I think it may come back in some shape or manner, but not what it was, certainly.
I was the president of the National Transportation Association, and when we met, it's changing already. The taxi companies are changing into Ubers. They're making themselves, but they're not going under Uber. They're going underneath their label, and they're getting some traction. It's amazing.
So the taxi guy is driving a car. His car, he kind of owns the car.
He's driving the cab.
Yeah.
But he's got traction with doing it Uber.
I sold a house to a guy, and he was a cab guy.
Yeah.
A Boston cab guy, and that's what he was doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole industry's changing.
Yeah.
So probably in the next 10 years, what we think is Uber is going to change. And if everyone's aware that about the unionization, the union passed for the
There was a question
the
about
drivers. Yeah, that passed. That
did
they can. But I understand legislation. He already has a deal that per pickup, the driver will make at least $30 per pickup.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how that works. Will they be outpriced? You follow what I'm saying? Will they be outpriced? If they're charging $35 and you're picking up in Bridgewater and you're going to, hypothetically, Scotland Park in Bridgewater, are they going to charge them $35 for that?
Yeah.
So that's where I haven't read the fine details.
Yeah.
If that's going to happen.
Yeah. And so we talk about down here in Bridgewater, you have gas station, and I hear it's the coldest gas in town.
Yeah, best gas.
Best gas in town.
Best gas.
And you have the maintenance facility there.
Yes.
Right next door.
Yep.
The 6 guys can keep up with the maintenance on all those vehicles?
We have a night shift.
Really?
We have a day shift. Yeah, they're good. Wow. They're good. Well, but we buy, I got to tell you, we buy new. Buy a lot of new stuff.
Buses are beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. We buy a lot of new.
Yeah.
And we run them, so they're all on the warranty. Most of the stuff is close to warranty kind of stuff.
I see.
The buses in Boston, sometimes we have the work done up in Boston.
Yep.
Or I'll use, there's a couple of people there's a gentleman behind me that we use when we get real busy.
Yep.
I'll use him to help me out on do some work online diesel. The guy's great.
Good.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, because if those buses aren't running, you're not.
They can't break down.
Yeah, they can't
break down. If they break down, you got 55 people telling another 55 to tell another 55.
Yeah. Yeah, we get stuck on the highway. That's
yeah. It's always ugly.
Yeah. Do you get phone calls on the weekend? Hey, we got a problem. Bill Callahan didn't show up for the bus, or
no. Things happen. They definitely happen. But if it happens, we have people. We call them couch sitters. We have some people who are couch sitters. We have some, and a couch sitters. Somebody's waiting in case somebody calls out sick or can't make it in for a run. But it doesn't happen very often because they won't get the, you sort of.
If you don't. If
it happens very often, people get sick. That's understandable. And that.
Yeah. But if you don't show up.
You just don't show up.
You go from the A list to like the C list.
You won't be showing up.
You won't be showing up.
I don't mean to say it that way. It sounds really. Doesn't sound nice, but no. But you'll go down.
No, you're running a business. People are relying on you. Yeah. So what's next on your agenda? You're gonna space rockets? Anything?
A&A
Metro.
If he can do it, you get us. We've been talking about trying to get some electric sedans that they're doing. There's a grant in Massachusetts that we're looking at now.
Really?
Any electric vehicles. Yeah.
Self-driving, any of that stuff?
No, not yet. It'd be nice, but
It's coming.
it just hasn't cut. I don't think the technology is there yet.
Yeah.
You know, I think the technology's still.
No, I mean, somebody's there, but these new vehicles are going to be able to do so much.
So already it warns you if you're going to the side.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The whole industry has changed. And in 10
The
years,
vehicles are smarter. Let's just say that.
Agree.
You got things talking to you, and somebody's behind you, lights are flashing.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I think, like I said, 10 years from now, we'll be looking at a whole different kind of.
But all that's good because if you think about driving from here to Boston and the traffic and people driving in and out of front, cutting you off and getting in your way, it's nuts.
It's crazy. You know, I know one thing we didn't talk about is Bridgewater Cares. We run the Bridgewater Cares group.
Yeah.
And
let's talk about that.
That's just Bridgewater alone. And we started out doing a couple of days. We had 2 vans going. We'd do, I don't know.
What do you do?
10 trips a day. Right now, we're trying to save money. We're worried about running out of money at the end of December.
Okay,
we're picking up 40 people
hang on.
now.
40 people?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to wrap this up.
Okay.
Because you got a great story, and we're getting near the end here.
I know.
And we got some stuff here behind us that they've been
good.
at. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, thank you.
That's very nice of you to take the time out of a very busy day. My guest today has been Tom Arrighi from A&A Metro, and you need to get somewhere. This is a gentleman that's going to take care of you. And Reliable is, that's his second name, Tom Reliable Arrighi. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Nice job.
It was a pleasure.